What's up, everybody? It's your boy Meme here. As you can tell, listen to this. It's pretty quiet, and that's because I'm recording this video quite early, and it's probably going to go up quite early. A big reason why I don't talk about a lot of stuff recently is because there's always been background noise, and sometimes in my parents' shows there's like a big crashing sound or something, so I usually like to finish the video before there's a big crashing sound and it ruins the audio. And so that's why a lot of my videos are so short, but if something super weird just happened in my eardrum, I don't know what that was, it's like boom boom. But anyways, yeah, it was just crazy. Imagine there's like some alien thing, right, where they're like the alien invasion starts with like everybody's ears going like that, and like scientists try and search through YouTube and stuff to find people who are recording when it happened and see their reactions, so then people will know how the aliens like to act around other people, or something crazy. That'd be real cool. That'd be kind of PogChamp, if I do say so myself. Here's something interesting. I recorded like a good 30-second or something time lapse of me making this map in Minecraft. That's like 2048 by 2048 map, and it was pretty PogChamp because, well, here's the not Pog. The PogChamp bit is how it was a time lapse and it looked real cool, but the not PogChamp bit was how I was trying to. I was hoping it'd be small enough to send over Discord, but apparently it was 124 megabytes, and so that's a bummer. Even with Nitro, you wouldn't be able to send that. Isn't the max megabyte amount sending for Nitro like 64 megabytes? That's pretty dumb. You know, here's something interesting. I feel like there are a lot of because like, you know when you're DMing somebody, right? And both of you don't have Nitro, and so you can't send any files over 8 megabytes. I feel like there is a server somewhere that's server boosted up to the 64 megabyte file limit. And then it's like its own DM service. Like you have a bot or something, right? And then you just send, and then you just type something like, oh, .dm at person, right? And then you're just DMing them, right? And then you have this 64 megabyte upload limit for files. Because I don't really see why that's like I don't know, I just feel it doesn't make any sense to me. And so my original plan was to make it a GIF, but since the MP4 file, which is H.265, by the way, is 124 megabytes, I feel like making it a what's it called? 124 megabytes. I feel like making it a GIF would be much larger, because that's like uncompressed, right? Of course it's only 128 colors, but it's that's really funny. But yeah, it's still like a decent amount of storage, like a decent chunk, right? I've recently gotten this big folder of wallpapers from spacetelescope.org. If anybody needs wallpapers, I really recommend spacetelescope.org. They've got some great stuff over there. Anyway, so I downloaded like, how many wallpapers did I get? I downloaded like 158 wallpapers altogether, totaling 5.1 gigabytes. The cool thing is that I set them up as like a slideshow, so it's like a one per day as my wallpaper. The only issue is that I prefer darker wallpapers with like less stuff going on, and some of these space wallpapers have a lot of stuff going on. Another issue is that I originally thought that if I chose a resolution slightly higher than my normal resolution as the minimum for photos on spacetelescope.org, and I downloaded all of them, they would all be higher than HD quality and actually downscaled, so then the image itself would look sharper. Turns out this isn't the case, because some images, for some reason, are just like completely vertical, right? And so it zooms in, and it's like a very small minority of pixels. And I was like, well, as long as the width of the photo is normal, it should be fine, but apparently not. I don't know what KDE Plasma does, but whenever you do the crop thing, right? Let me try and find a good example. You guys won't be able to see it. Oh, that looks nice. You guys won't be able to see it, but this is just for me to understand what I'm talking about. Oh my god. Okay, like this one, it's like, instead of stars being like actual non-aliased pixels, it's, because there's so many, it's like big ol' splotches. It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me. On spacatelescope.org, they got this massive 15 gigabyte photo of Andromeda, and it's real cool because number one, it's 15 gigabytes, but number two, it's just a really massive photo. So if you were to have it on your desktop and you were to downscale it to a certain amount, you know, it'd be like 16K downscaled still. And so it'd be like really sharp, and I'm a big fan of really sharp images. It's like when I watch MKBHD quite a bit, and I have this extension that defaults all of my video watching to 4K. And even if I watch it in 1080p, it's still downscaled 4 times. But since I'm watching it in the little non-full screen version, it downscales it even more. And so whenever MKBHD uploads a video, right, it's always in 1080p at first and not 4K, and I watch it and I'm like, wow, this looks so bad. And it's funny because when I look at other channels that have 1080p, you know, I don't think it's bad. I think it's just because I'm so used to the fidelity of the content relative to the creator of said content, and I just relate the two, and I'm like, wow, this YouTuber with normally like 4K videos is only 1080p. This looks so much worse, and it does relative to the rest of their content. But I mean, what can you do, really? Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to have for lunch. I'm probably going to have a pepperoni French fried pizza. Here's something interesting. Okay, when I bite into the French fried pizza, right, there isn't a cheese stretch, you know, there isn't like a, you know, like cheese when you bite into it. So it's a crazy idea. I'm going to get this cheese, right, and I'm gonna put it on the pizza instead of just putting it in the oven, just unpackaging it and putting it in the oven. I'm gonna get cheese and put it on the pizza, right? And I was actually hoping it wouldn't be good, because if it was good, I'd have to do it every time, and that'd just be really irritating. Sadly, it was really, really good. So, I mean, yeah, I'm not complaining, because like, it was tasty, and it's really not too hard to do, but, you know, next time, which is probably today. Today is next time I'm probably going to do it, which I don't mind, again. Something irritating is that these when I said that this big folder of wallpapers takes up 6 gigabytes, right, on my computer, that's in my boot drive, and I really hate having things on my boot drive, but the issue is, I've sort of been too lazy to mess with Fdisk, so whenever I boot up my computer, my external, well, not my external, but my non-boot drives in my computer aren't mounted, and so I have to manually mount them when I boot my computer. But the issue is, if I were to put my wallpapers, my big folder wallpapers on one of these unmounted drives, it would just be black, because the computer doesn't really recognize it when it boots up. Of course it recognizes it, but it doesn't, like, recognize it, you know what I mean? And so the wallpapers wouldn't be recognized. And so that's a bummer. Oh, by recognized, I found a good example. By recognized, I mean, like, oh, that's weird. Huh, that's cool. By recognized, I mean, like, the computer and the operating system knows it's there, but it can't read the files in there, you know? Because it can tell it's plugged in, but it's not, like, transferring data. Here's something interesting. When people say, like, you're reading files, right? I never imagined reading as just, like, being on File Explorer, but I guess when you're just browsing through File Explorer, in this case Dolphin, when you're looking at your drives, I guess that you are reading from your drives, which I find really strange. It makes me wonder if they're actually loading the files, or if they're just showing an abstract representation of them, you know? Yeah. Alright. Yeah. I'm thinking about automating the backup process for my Minecraft server, because then it'll go pretty fast. Because the thing that I do is I compress the server file into a tar.gz format, right? Let me sign into my SFTP session. I compress it into a tar.gz file. I think it's called tarball. I compress it into a tarball and then I move it to my computer. But the issue is, I don't immediately recognize that it's done, because the process of the terminal showing what's happening, I'm compressing it into a tarball, and just a blank input, it looks very similar. And so that's sort of a big issue. Although, I honestly don't really care. I don't know. I do care, obviously, because I don't know. I wait up to 30 seconds sometimes doing this. And the crazy thing about that is that 30 seconds, right? That builds up. That's a week. That's what, 30 times 7? That's 3.5 minutes wasted. And for a month, that's 4 weeks. So that'd be 30 times 7 times 4, and then times 6, and then times 2. That's a year. And then you divide that by 60. Then you divide that by 60. That's 2.8 hours of playtime, I guess, wasted, because I waited that extra 30 seconds between it finishing making the tarball and moving it to my computer. It doesn't make any sense. And / starting up the server. Doesn't make any sense. And so I'm thinking about automating the process using a script or something. Not necessarily an automatically run script, but a script nonetheless. Ideally automatically ran. Alright. I've been recording for at least 2 minutes. See ya, dude.